If cosine of A equals -4/5, and A is between pi and 3 pi over 2, how do we evaluate sine of A over 2? So we're looking at a half angle formula. That's really what we're starting with here, is the idea of a half angle. And we've got to use this information given to us. So I'm going to sort of sketch out just really quickly a little coordinate grid, Cartesian plane that says this is 0. This is our pi over 2, or 90 degrees. This is pi, or 180. 3 pi over 2, or 270. And then we also come back to 2 pi. Okay. So I know that my answer, or the picture that I'm looking at, is somewhere in this range here, from pi to 3 pi over 2. So I'm going to sketch a little picture that will give us a sort of a reference triangle. And this reference triangle says that if I'm here at A, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse is always positive. This says I went -4, and if I solve for this other piece, what I'll find out is this is -3. Okay, and all I did for that one is Pythagorean theorem. So now let's take a look at another piece that we need to know for this, which is the idea of all students take calculus. This says that everything, sine, cosine, tangent, all of them are positive in this quadrant. This is only the sine being positive. So cosine will be negative, tangent will be negative, only sine is positive. Down here, only tangents. And over here, only cosines. Okay, so these are positives for those specific things. So if I'm looking for sine, that tells me that sine being in this area would have to be a negative answer. So let's look at our half angle formula, which in this case gives me the idea that this is a square root of 1 minus cosine of A over 2. That's the formula, and it's a plus or minus. Look, I already told you that because of where this falls, this has to be a negative answer. So we're going to end up with just a minus version of this. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug in what we know then. So I now know we have a negative square root 1 minus, well, cosine A they gave to us right here. So I've got -4/5. And this is all divided by 2. And so when I plug this into a calculator, what I get is an approximate answer, really. It says this is going to be -0.9487. So sine of A over 2, based on this problem, would be approximately 0.9487. And we have our solution.